Our adventure begins with our two heroes of the story, GeAngelo and Dary. They were the two best of friends. They did everything together. And you could say that GeAngelo was like a big brother to Dary, even though Dary was a much bigger person in stature, in brains, intelligence, size of, well, you know what we're saying. Anyways, they were the best of friends. And they had just come off of this outrageous adventure that they had together where they learned so much about one another. But little did they know that their adventure was just beginning. It was a dark and cold Christmas Eve night, and the two heroes had very little knowledge, probably no knowledge, of what was coming their way that evening. They would be visited by 10 ghosts of racist past. Excuse me, did you just say racist paths? No, you imbecile. I said of races past. You are just over there holding the microphone stand, so stay over there and let me finish. Like I said, they would be visited by 10 ghosts of races past. And what these ghosts would show them would shock them to the core and change their lives forever.
From as early as he could remember, GeAngelo's secret dream was to become a real little boy. GeAngelo was part tiger, part panther, and part steeler, but lacked the heart and brains to be a real boy. He loved to dress up and cosplay, often pretending to be a boy. GeAngelo disliked sharing, and he loved to make fun of his beloved friend Dary. Always poke, 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 and take, take, take. He mistakenly thought that loyalty and kindness didn't matter. Instead, he thought that if he ran fast enough and hard enough, one day that would make him a real boy. Dary, on the other hand, was perfect in every way. He was patient, passionate, and an amazing steel pan player. Dary's only downfall, ironically, was that he was lactose intolerant. Still, he ate massive amounts of cheese, which made GeAngelo angry because the pair spent a lot of time in small enclosed spaces. From the moment Dary's eyes first locked with GeAngelo's, Dary knew that GeAngelo was special. From GeAngelo's teeny feet to his big toothy grin, Dary loved every inch of GeAngelo. Dary believed that with enough sweet, gentle TLC, he could turn GeAngelo into a man.
And so, on this cold, blustering December night, GeAngelo and Dary are visited by the ghost of Chi-Hu, who for the past few weeks have wandered the earth, pointlessly hopping from country to country because they believed the world was waiting. The ghost was burdened by heavy chains made of watermelons, glass bottles, and toy babies, representing a lifetime of switched detours and failed roadblocks. The ghost of Chi-Hu tells GeAngelo and Dary they have one chance to avoid the same fate. They will be visited by 9 more spirits and must take heed, or else be cursed forever.
Bye, Hung. Bye, Chi. Isn't it funny that Dary and DeAngelo had no clue as to our secret alliance the entire time? Okay, I'm a ghost. The second ghost team of racist past are the grisly ghosts of the Bearded Bros, visiting you on this chilly and ominous evening. Riley, the shorter one, will not be joining us as he has departed back to the cursed detour of Paraguay, where the watermelon tower of Dary and DeAngelo has still not been approved by the judge and is finishing the job for them. Now, I remember first meeting you two in the late fall, early winter of the year 2018. Dary, what a nice large fellow you are. I do not think I was mistaken when I said you were an offensive lineman, because you certainly played the steel drums like one. No rhythm? I pity you. And DeAngelo, I did recognize you by your dreads, but was too embarrassed because I didn't know who you were. So I waited for someone to tell me. I think it was Frank or Jerry. Now, speaking of your pink and dark dreadlocks, DeAngelo, they do rekindle a distinct memory, or perhaps rather a potent stench that lingers in my memory. The cream from the city of Chantilly seeped into your dreadlocks and soured into a smell I cannot even describe. Maybe you were aware of it, maybe not. Dary definitely was. But possibly that was the undoing of our so-called Mine 5. Yet through the battles on the race, autos trying to be taken from one another, princes on tablets peeked over, and lack of details not shared by both parties, we as the second ghosts of races past do consider you fond friends. That being said, Riley and I were going to U-turn you guys in Cambodia, but saw you right behind us and said if we U-turn them, there's a good chance that they're going to throw us into the Crocodile River or whatever the fuck that place was called. So in the end, the ghosts of the Bearded Bros leave Dary and DeAngelo with this, that you shall be visited by 8 more spirits and must take heed or else be cursed forever. P.S. Dary and DeAngelo, I'm still pissed I had to drink non-alcoholic beer during the beer yoga detour because of you two. Unforgivable. And now, we leave you.
The grisly ghost of Beard Bro Madison vanishes as Dary and GeAngelo's Christmas Eve continue to bring one surprise after another.
A flash of rainbows illuminate the room as 2 glowing ghosts flew down from the winner's circle.
Jill and Wames, master of stopping time for 20 minutes and U-turning fate, stopped Dary and GeAngelo in their tracks.
Hey, babe, look who we have here,
Said Wames. Oh my gosh, babe, it's Dary and GeAngelo. Hey, boys,
said Jill. Dary and GeAngelo were instantly seduced by their charming personalities and eccentric purple pizzazz, leaving them speechless.
You're probably wondering why we're here,
Said Jill. Babe, I'm a bit confused as to why we're here too, since we already won the million,
said Wames. It's because Dary and GeAngelo need some help from some real men,
said Jill.
Dary and GeAngelo begged and pleaded Jill and Wames to teach them their ways.
Jill and Wames pondered and pondered on what to do, finally offering Dary and GeAngelo the choice to either go back and redo their journey or only eat sauerkraut for the rest of their lives.
Because GeAngelo wanted to be just like Chuck Norris, the king of German cuisine, the pair chose to forever eat nothing but sauerkraut.
Despite their choice, Dary and GeAngelo would never receive any powers nor advantages from Jill and Wames.
Before they could continue on this journey, they had to get some much-needed slumber. GeAngelo slept so hard, dreaming of the rainbows and glitter surrounding Jill and Wames, that his gnarly snoring had awoken the 4th ghosts of racers past.
Ooh. Jill and Wames drove up the parking garage ramp, lurching and screeching and hollering for help, but they eventually made it to Chantilly, and suddenly, Dary and GeAngelo felt a presence, a nerdy presence, descend upon them. They had backpacks on. It was Leo and Alana, the nerds of Racers Past, with lessons and a lot of information that no one had asked for. Because that's what nerd ghosts do. They just show up and they think they know everything. Don't worry, GeAngelo. We've got you covered. will explain all about how to be a boy. Here's your first lesson.
Make sure to go to Harvard and get a master's degree in being a boy. Harvard is the only way you'll ever know anything.
Here's your second lesson. When your girlfriend asks you to turn the steering wheel because she doesn't want to and she'd rather push the car like a big, strong boy, you let her. And here's your last lesson, GeAngelo.
Make sure that the camera never, ever catches you helping anyone so that it always looks like you're always taking and never assisting anyone ever.
Ooh. And then the nerds of racers past buried their heads in books, and nobody helped them on the race, except for the pretty blondes, who were also really strategic.
No, Leo and Alana, stay with us! The next ghosts to visit GeAngelo and Dary's were forced to race the millionth miles without the other half of their shitty alliance that never was, and take on the calculated and sneaky Mine 5, all on their lonesome, were the Blonde Bandits. Woo! The Blonde Bandits were the most beautiful and sweetest ghosts in all of the land, putting a target on their backs. The Mine 5 were so jealous of the Blonde Bandits and their heavy backpacks overstuffed with their beauty products that definitely didn't slow them down at all. The Mine 5 hated the Blonde Bandits for all their talents, including driving stick shift, picking the best taxis, unscrambling words, and building cellos. When the Blonde Bandits survived yet again and crashed a Thanksgiving dinner in Berlin, Germany, GeAngelo and Dary didn't like that, and they wouldn't share any of their sauerkraut with them. After dinner, the Blonde Bandits asked Dary and GeAngelo to step outside. They had a surprise for them. Waiting for them was a giant cockroach named Karma, who came down from the sky and scooped up GeAngelo by his stinky chocolate cream braid and flew away with him. Meanwhile, Dary, who watched GeAngelo get carried away, had an evil smirk on his face. You see, GeAngelo wasn't the evil one after all. Dary was. Dary's the one all along distracting the sweet and innocent Blonde Bandits and withholding key information like maps and directions, while the innocent Blonde Bandits shared all their fucking information with the Mine 5 whenever they had it. But all along, the joke was on GeAngelo and Dary. Turns out the Mine 5 didn't want them either, just like nobody wanted the Blonde Bandits. You want tips from the Blonde Bandits on how to be a real man? You take losing like a real man, just like the Blonde Bandits did, and not like a rich bitch sore loser. Hopefully the next ghost can tell you if GeAngelo survives the giant cockroach and if Dary's gonna help him out of this bind. And poor GeAngelo, you have quite a few more ghosts paying you a visit. Happy holidays!
Dary and GeAngelo continued wandering until they finally heard it. It was a sound. Quiet at first, then slowly crescendoing until they had to plug their ears against the ear-piercing, ear-shattering, shrill sound. It was the ghost of Aswar and Eparna. And Eparna, well, she was not happy.
DeAngelo. Fuck you, DeAngelo.
The ghost of Eparna continued to shriek. The furious sibling pair encircled the petrified Dary and GeAngelo. GeAngelo and Dary begged for mercy. Please, please spare us. We just need to find out how GeAngelo can become a big boy.
Eparna said, use your brain, GeAngelo. If you don't have one yet, we as the other nerds might be able to help. You must promise to ditch the Mine 5 with us, since we are not a part of the true alliance. What say you?
Ha ha ha. That's me, Aswar, and I chuckled. Ha 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 ha. I know just what you guys need. Let me find it. There it is, my trusty cello. Let me regale you with a song on this functioning cello that I might add I built with my own two bare hands. Gary and DeAngelo, Dary and GeAngelo, to complete this quest of yours, you must learn to dance, dance,
dance. As you wander into the forest and meet other ghosts, don't forget, fuck you, DeAngelo.
It was just then that the ghost of Redneck Future started to appear out of thin air.
Brandine, I done told you that you ain't bringing them possums in the trailer. They's for eating, not pets. Cletus, get your daggum paws off the couch. What were you, raised like one of them dirty NFL players? What? What the hell's going on? 1 minute I'm just sitting in the garage listening to AC/DC. Next minute I'm looking at two boys who like to wrestle each other for a daggum piece of pork rind. I reckon I know what I'm here for. I was told I'd be teaching two men about how to enjoy the ride of life. Now y'all got everything that most men dream of. Heck, y'all might be Richard and Travis Tritt. But from what it really takes in this life is not all about them green bills. It's in your heart that matters. Dary, your heart is clearly as big as you are. That may be dilated cardiomyopathy, but from what I see, it might mean that you care about the world. If you continue down your current path with that scraggly beard and them video game playing, your acne will surely come back and you'll continue to play with your little Star Wars toys. But you will be the master of your Dungeons and Dragons clan. If you choose to follow that big heart, you'll make a big impact on kids' lives all around the world. You have that goodness in you to continue your legacy and inspire the world. In your future, you're either a hermit or a legend. What I see is unclear. GeAngelo, your path is yet to be laid. Now many have seen you treat you like that daggum hoity-toity pigeon treats my 92 Camaro. You get shit on. But under that controversial exterior and drama-filled life is another heart of gold. Before you lays two paths. One which leads you to be a celebrity drama queen like a little muscular Jeff Gordon. The other path leads people to see the truly caring, loving, and selfless man that you are. Like the great Tim Tebow. Within you lies the potential to make great change in this world and to continue to help those in need, or to become the next star on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Mwah! Much like Earl down the street, people will hoot and holler about your faults, but secretly whisper about your greatness. Help others put aside their differences, and don't you forget, people won't remember you for how many yards you ran or tackles you made, but how you made them feel and the philanthropy that you did. Think about those words as you are visited by the next team of ghosts.
And with that, the redneck ghost ran and did a hood slide over his 95 Trans Am, jumped into the driver's seat, and as he drove off, mullet blowing in the breeze, he shouted,
Y'all be good now, you hear? You're loved. Y'all might not have won that race, but that don't mean that you didn't make an impact.
And from the smoke of that 95 Trans Am appeared a dashing young ghost by the name of Frank and his mentored old father, Jerry, who didn't speak much. Dary and GeAngelo, it is I, Frank from the U-Turn Squad. And I must say, as athletes, I thought we were under a code of understood brotherhood. But oh no, you had multiple opportunities to tell us about that damn bag, but did not do so until it was too late. GeAngelo, you deceive everyone with your lovable laugh and sense of humor. But I now know to never trust a 6'5" white dude with a fade haircut and dimples and his 5' minion. And to think you used to be one of my favorite players. Those days are over, my friend. Just like my father, you guys playing days are done. You will never become a real boy until you let the pigskin mentality go. With that being said, I do see true, and I mean true potential in the both of you. Maybe you aren't super handsome, like me. Maybe you don't have the biggest brain, like each runner partner. Maybe you don't even have that U-turn skill like the blondes do. Or a shiny old head like Pops Jerry. But what you do have is a way with people. Hell, my girlfriend knew a girl who Dary took down. Small world, bucko. Until next time, I hope the others take a little bit easier on you than the blondes. They will always have a special place in our hearts too.
GeAngelo looks around kind of puzzled, and he thinks to himself, why are we getting visited by all these ghosts? Dary, why are they being so mean to us, bro? I mean, it's not like we're used to this kind of race as if we prep for this. I don't understand. I just don't get it. the smugness, the meanness, them thinking that we take. I really, really, really want to be a real boy, but this is very insulting. These ghosts seem like they didn't like us for some reason. I mean, I just don't understand. And I think we have like 2 left. I don't know how much of this I can handle.
No. We're not gonna have 2 more. I'm gonna perform a little exorcism. I'm gonna make sure these 2 ghosts don't come visit us, so we don't have to worry about this anymore. But it didn't matter anyways. You know, the last 2, the visit, I think were Asian persuasion. They probably would have got lost on their way anyways. I'm not waiting 8 hours for them to show up. No reason for that.
You think they could speak the language, or you think they just, like, it was just what happened?
Probably just bad with directions. That'd be my guess. And then the other one was the Glamazons, aka the Olympians. They did live up to the. I'm not gonna say it.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. They lived up to the stereotype of being late, but yet they can outrun ghosts. It's really interesting. It's crazy to me how they could do that with such precision. They're so fast. They're so agile. They're so all of these things, but yet they didn't show up on time. Can you exorcise the demons, Dary?
I will exorcise them, GeAngelo. I adjure thee, most evil spirits, by the Almighty God, be gone. And like the blonde bandit said, Dary, me, I am the evil one. GeAngelo's just trying to be a real boy, so I'm gonna bring out the evil. Blonde bandit, you just got lucky 3 times. Like GeAngelo said, you were cockroaches. You were just staying around way too long. You weren't ready to get eliminated until somebody stepped in, and that's what had to happen. And then we have the 3 alliance that nobody knew about. We had Justin Timberlake, which was the boyfriends, dangling with the puppeteers of the other NSYNC members of the Beard Bros, and Chi-Hu. Chi-Hu? You dang right. Chi and who? Don't worry, Hung. We'll give you 90 seconds. You can be mad and then you gotta be fine. Beard Bros, you're supposed to be loyal to sports. You're supposed to keep your word. You're not supposed to go against what you say. Your word's your bond in sports. I guess y'all aren't true sportsmen because you go against your word. You just backstab everybody. Hey, I guess that's part of the volleyball nature. That's not the football nature. That's just how it is, I guess. Team Hogwarts. What do we got for Team Hogwarts? They created their own language. I'm pretty sure that's why they were eliminated, because nobody could understand when they talked. They talked too many big words. Nobody could understand anything that was going on. So I'm assuming that's why they were eliminated. Brother, sister, boy, Aparna, I got you played. I played you so well. I got you turned against GeAngelo. Got you all mad at him and buddy with me. That's how I deflect everything away from me. That's just how it works. Frank and Jerry, hey, you didn't get to stay long. That sucks, but at least you got to swim with the dolphins. We didn't get to do that. We had to stay in the glowing heat, but hey, you got to swim with dolphins. And the VOD villains. What can I say about the VOD villains? Nathan and Cody, nothing but great things to say. Great guys, but that's probably why you got eliminated first. Is because you're Kentucky and Tennessee fans. That's just the nature of y'all's teams. Y'all are terrible. That's how it works. And last and not least, GeAngelo. You didn't think I was going to leave you out, did you? If you ever use those bad words like you used at the end, and you embarrass me again, you will never live to be a real boy. You hear me? That will never happen. I will end you. Do not embarrass me ever again. So, GeAngelo, how do you feel about everything that happened?
I just want to be a real boy. I'm not Ishwar Naparna, and I'm not very smart. I'm not Hung and Chi. I only have 90 seconds to be mad. I'm not the Blood Bandits. They have the luck of the Irish. I'm not the Beard Bros who give, and Leo and Alana with all these degrees. I'm not Nathan and Cody who are best friends and have just a wonderful relationship. I'm not Michelle and Victoria that are just beautiful and just made for each other. I'm not Levon and Kelly who are beautiful and very athletic. And I'm not Will and James who are very, very, very extreme lovers. And Frank and Jerry, they have such a great father-son relationship. I don't have any of those things, and all I want to do is be a real boy.
Oh no, what's happening? What's happening? It looks like GeAngelo is turning into a proud boy. Hold on, I mean a real boy. All GeAngelo needed to do was be nice to people, not be a dick. Just hang out, be nice, be friendly. not use bad choice of words, and he became a real boy. It's amazing the transition he was able to become. Dary and GeAngelo, they got visited by 8 of the ghosts because 2 of them decided not to show up. But the rest, they got their dose in. And Gary and GeAngelo got to live the rest of their life as real men.
You are now listening to the Cinnamon and Sugar Podcast featuring DeAngelo Williams and Gary Barnage. You push play and they'll push the limits.